Hey, Josiah and Ariana. So I have another Raggedy Ann and Andy book to read. This one is called A Very Close Call. Here's our map. It's in the front of all your Raggedy Ann and Andy books. Check out all the different places they go. All right, here we are. The dolls in Marcella's playroom had been looking forward to this day. Marcella and her parents had gone to visit Marcella's grandmother, so the dolls could play anywhere in the house they wanted. See, they're watching Marcella get in the car and leave. "What should we do today?" asked the camel with the wrinkled knees. "How about a game of hide and seek?" answered Bubbles the clown. "Great idea," said Raggedy Andy. "We can use the whole house," added Raggedy Ann. "We'll never run out of places to hide." So they're all sitting on the floor and they're going to play hide and seek. All the dolls scrambled to the stairs. "I'll be it," said Raggedy Ann. "I'll cover my eyes and count to 10 while you go hide." They all scattered in different directions. So Raggedy Ann covered her eyes and she counted. So let's see where all the dolls hide. Bubbles zipped off to the kitchen. The door to the pantry was open. "The perfect hiding place," he said to himself, ducking inside. As he searched for something to hide behind, a gust of wind blew the door shut. "I bet they never find me now," giggled Bubbles. "I'm going to win this game for sure," he thought happily. Bubbles sat down on the floor among the soup cans and cereal boxes and waited to see if Raggedy Ann would find him. "8, 9, 10, called Raggedy Ann. "Ready or not, here I come." Raggedy Ann started looking for the other dolls. It wasn't long before she spotted something floppy among the handles sticking out of the umbrella stand. Do you see something floppy sticking out of the umbrella stand? Right there. Ah, who is it? "There you are, Sunny Bunny," cried Raggedy Ann. "How did you ever find me?" he asked. "Your ears gave you away," chuckled Raggedy Ann, "but that's okay. Now you can help me find the others." Raggedy Ann and Sunny Bunny wandered into the living room together. Raggedy Ann looked under the end tables and behind the piano. Sunny Bunny peered into the fireplace and searched behind the big easy chair, but there was no sign of anybody. Raggedy Ann climbed into the sofa and leaned back against the soft cushions to think. All of a sudden, she heard a noise. "Hey!" cried the camel with the wrinkled knees, poking his head out from behind the pillows. "You found me!" "I guess I did," said Raggedy Ann. "I hope I didn't squash you," she said, giving him a gentle hug. "Naw," said the camel, "you can't squish me. What's another wrinkle or two?" Raggedy Ann, Sunny Bunny, and the camel with the wrinkled knees went off to find the other players. They tiptoed past a big grandfather clock. "Shh," whispered Sunny Bunny. "Maybe we'll take someone by surprise." At that moment the clock struck 4. Bong, 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 bong went the chimes, and out popped Raggedy Andy from behind the clock. "I wasn't expecting that," cried Raggedy Andy with his hands over his ears. "We didn't expect you either," gasped Sunny Bunny, looking surprised. "Now that we found you, you can help us," said the camel. "It's 3 down and 7 to go," added Raggedy Ann. They found Tim the Toy Soldier in the back of the dictionary on the bookshelf. And Greta the Dutch doll was behind the flower pot full of tulips. And Raggedy Cat was all curled up in a basket of yarn. "3 guesses where Babette is hiding," said Raggedy Andy. They looked at each other and then they all rushed up the stairs. Babette the French doll was having such a good time playing at Marcella's mother's dressing table that she almost forgot about the game. She was giving her curls a final comb when she heard the soft little footsteps and muffled giggles coming towards the bedroom. "Oh my, I better hide," she said to herself. She quickly jumped off the stool and scurried under the table. "I know you're under there, Babette," laughed Raggedy Andy. They could see the table skirts still moving. Babette crawled out. "Did I win?" she asked. "No," said Raggedy Ann. "We've still got 3 more to go." When they got to the kitchen, they found Raggedy Dog sound asleep in a basket of clean clothes. As they shook him awake, they heard a strange noise coming from the cabinet underneath the sink. "Achoo! Achoo!" Greta opened the cabinet door, and there sat Percy the policeman doll, sneezing up a storm. "It's dusty in here," he sniffled. "Otherwise you never would have found me." "Who's left?" he asked. "Just Bubbles," replied Raggedy Ann. "Now where could Bubbles be?" asked Percy. "We've been all over the rest of the house," said Raggedy Ann. "He must be here in the kitchen." "We'd better find him soon. Marcella will be coming home with her mother and father any time now," said the camel with the wrinkled knees. "Bubbles! Bubbles!" called Andy. Come out wherever you are. You've won the game." That's just what Bubbles was waiting to hear. "I'm in here, guys," he called. "Where?" cried Raggedy Ann. "In the pantry," answered Bubbles. "Come on out then," coaxed the camel with the wrinkled knees. "It's getting late." "I would if I could, but I can't," said Bubbles good-naturedly. "The wind blew the door shut, and I can't get it open." "Oh no!" cried the camel. "What will we do?" "I've got an idea," said Percy. "While I was hiding underneath the sink, I saw some string. I can lasso the doorknob with it and pull it open." "That will never work," said the camel with the wrinkled knees, who was growing more worried by the minute. "How will you know if we don't try?" asked Raggedy Ann. "Go ahead, Percy, give it a try." Percy made a loop at the end of the string and swirled it over his head to gain speed. Then with a flick of his wrist he sent it flying towards the doorknob. "Got it!" he cried. "Now help me pull." Raggedy Ann and the others grabbed the string and pulled, but it was no use. The door didn't budge. "I knew it wouldn't work," said the camel, shaking his head sadly. "How are you doing out there?" called Bubbles. "No luck," answered Tim. "The problem is we have to turn the doorknob or it won't open." "We have to reach it first," said Percy. "But don't worry, we'll think of something," said Raggedy Ann. "How about moving this chair?" asked Greta. "It looks pretty heavy," said the camel doubtfully. "Let's just try," suggested Raggedy Andy. They pushed and pulled, but no matter how hard they tried, the chair wouldn't move. "This chair is much heavier than the little playroom chair," said Tim. "I knew it," said the camel sadly. Suddenly they heard the clock strike 5. "We'd better think of something fast," said Raggedy Andy. "It's no use," said the camel. "We can't give up," said Raggedy Ann. "I've got it," said Raggedy Andy. "Help me move the broom in the corner there. Then I'll climb up the broom and turn the knob." "That will never work. You'll never make it," said the camel with the wrinkled knees. "We've got to try something," called Bubbles. "Of course we do," said Raggedy Ann, helping the others drag the broom across the floor. They huffed and puffed as they tried to stand it up against the wall. When the broom was in place, Raggedy Andy wrapped his arms and legs around the handle and started to inch his way up. "You can do it!" called Tim. "You're almost there!" shouted Greta. "Okay," said Raggedy Andy when he reached the top. "You grab the string, and when I turn the knob, pull as hard as you can." Raggedy Andy reached over, and without losing his balance, he placed his hands on the doorknob. All the dolls held their breath, frightened that Raggedy Andy would fall. Finally, Raggedy Andy turned the knob. There was a click. "Now!" he shouted. They pulled the string, the door opened, and out walked Bubbles with a big smile on his face. "What took you so long?" he joked. Then he helped everyone put the broom and string back in their places. "I knew you could do it all along," said Bubbles. "Well, I sure didn't," said the camel. "I was ready to give up." Just then they heard a car pull into the driveway. They all hurried out of the kitchen, up the stairs, and into the playroom. They found their places just in the nick of time. "Whew! What a close call," whispered the camel. "That's right," said Raggedy Ann with a big smile. "That's why it's important that we never gave up. Always do our best and never stop trying." And that's the end.